So we're talking about the timing on the 210 baler. First thing we'll go through is the stuffer to the plunger timing. To assist with that, you'll notice there's some timing marks on the frame of the baler, and they have numbers beside them. This one here has a number 1. There's also another hole further back on the side of the baler in the main frame with a number 1 as well. And we want to start with this component to get a baseline for the stuffer to plunger timing. So what you want to do is you want to rotate the flywheel. If you're looking at the front of the baler, you want to turn it counterclockwise. And what you're looking for is there is the linkage that connects the crank arms from the main gearbox to the plunger, the gray plate that bolts to the crank arms. When the gray plate is in line with the center of that hole, that means you have the plunger crank arms in the correct position. So I'll just rotate that through until we're in the right spot, which I believe is there. Then we're going to go back and look at the next timing hole and make sure that our stuffer is in the most downward position. Another thing to note on this timing is if we put it in this position, gravity is working for us, so all our components are at the lowest point they can be. If we try to do the timing at anywhere else in the rotation, those components will want to crash to the ground and it becomes impossible to time. So it's very important that these components are lining up with our timing holes. So we're down here further back on the main frame looking at the other number 1 hole, which is located here underneath this gearbox. And the purpose of that is to make sure our stuffer forks are at their lowest position. And what we're looking for in there is a component that clamps around a shaft, and there's 2 tabs with a bolt running through them that we clamp that onto the shaft. The forwardmost point of that clamp needs to line up with this hole. So again, you rotate the flywheel counterclockwise until that's within viewing of this hole. If we look through the access door to the stuffer, we would see the teeth in this position. And then once that's in that position, then we can verify the timing and readjust the timing if we need to. So we're looking at the timing of the stuffer to the plunger. We've moved back along the left-hand side of the baler to where our number 1 timing mark is further back on the frame. We want to make sure that our stuffer is at its lowest point and the stuffer shaft is visible through hole number 1, as well as our plunger arms are visible through hole number 1 at the front. When that's done, we want to take the flywheel, rotate it counterclockwise, bring the stuffer teeth up, and verify the timing with the stuffer teeth to the knives on the plunger in relation to the stuffer chamber. If that's incorrect, we need to bring those components back to our timing marks, 1 here and 1 there. And if it needs to be changed, then we have to undo the bolts on the drive shaft. So we would remove this bolt here, we'd remove the bolt at the top yoke there, we would then push this drive shaft up as high as we possibly can, and that would separate this yoke from this gearbox shaft. We could then reach in here, grab the stuffer teeth, and if the stuffer teeth need to go up to get into time, you would lift them. That would then rotate the shaft 1 spline. You would put the drive shaft back on the gearbox shaft, reinstall the bolts, redo your tests, verify that your timing is correct, and if it's not, then repeat that process. But always remember to have the stuffer teeth in the lowest position before removing these bolts, or else the stuffer teeth will crash to their lowest position and it can get kind of dangerous. So always verify your stuffers at the base before removing any components here.